Hi there, I'm Marion Ledbetter from the SEO Upcycler, and today I'm going to use SEMrush's SEO tools to take a look at the website for Upchief. Okay, so the first thing I always do whenever I have a new client or a new project that I'm working on is I take a look at the site before I run it through any tools. Start on the home page and look to see what kind of main notes I can make for that page, and then just have a quick glance through the other pages. So straight away I can see it's a nice, clean, bright site. It does have some content blocks, which is great. Student feedback, again, really good. It's got a call to action there. However, what I would say straight off the bat is that it would benefit from having more content on there, especially more dynamic content. So I would add some more written content, telling people how you can help them, maybe touching on some of the pain points that people who are looking for the site will have. So bearing in mind search intent, if someone's coming to the website, what is it they're looking for help with? Then I would perhaps add maybe some kind of explainer video to what you offer and how you can help. And I think I would definitely look to add those. I would also perhaps add a kind of content block that has the latest posts from your blog. And I would add a link up here to the blog into the navigation as well, just to make it really easy for people to get knowledge and information from your site and to navigate their way through it. Let's take a quick look at which platform it's on. So it's a Squarespace site, and I can see that the homepage doesn't really have any keyword focus except for the brand name of Upchief. So I would maybe look to choose a kind of a keyword to do with a more generalised version of what you do, so online tutoring or college counselling, alongside the brand name. And then I would just check all the navigation, make sure it all works. But it is a nice clean site, and it's got a lot of potential there. I would look to add more content throughout the site, to each of the pages really, wherever possible, wherever it's relevant, especially in the more specific teaching pages, etc. For your mission or student information, etc., or the volunteering posts. Down there I would maybe look to see where you could add content. And then I would jump over and I would run the site through SEMrush's audit tool. Straight away I can see the site health isn't too bad. 74 is okay. I've definitely seen worse, but there is room for improvement. So the first things looking at this that I would want to kind of try and fix would be the internal linking and the crawlability, because improving those will boost rankings. So duplicate meta descriptions, a lot of the time, especially with a Squarespace site or platforms like Wix, etc., a lot of the time this can be category pages or tags, etc., and it's just because of the structure of the content management system, essentially. So you have choices there that you can either make everything unique, you can use canonicalization to redirect anything, or you can set things as no index. However, when they've already been indexed, there's not always much point to that, and sometimes it isn't always appropriate to use that depending on what the duplicate issue is. Then I would look to fix the broken links. You don't want to have any broken links on your site. You want to go in, make sure they go to a page that works, so change the link to the correct one, or if it's going to a page that no longer exists, remove the link and replace it with a link to a different page. Same with any external links that you have that are broken, fix them and make sure they're going to websites and pages that still exist and that still work. Make all your duplicate title tags unique and fix any issues with duplicate content. Again, looking to make it unique, no index it or use canonicalization is probably one of the best options. Okay, so the site has some temporary redirects. I would probably look to try and fix that because it's got quite a large number and you don't want them on your site for too long. So go over them all, decide if they need to stay, if they can be changed to permanent ones, or if they can be removed. The issues with unminified JavaScript and CSS files is one of the kind of drawbacks of Squarespace. You're limited in what you can do. However, you could set up Cloudflare and see if that makes a difference. Again, with the previous duplicate issues, you want to go through and make all of them as unique as you possibly can. And any pages that have low word count, like we touched on before, you might want to add some more content to the most important pages on the site, especially if you compare them to what your competitors and the pages are already ranking for. See what type of content they're using, content length, type of content, etc. Fix all the broken links and make sure the title tags are the right length. Again, these aren't major things, they're all small things, relatively easy to be fixed. They're not major, and they won't be too complicated for you to sort. But they could give you fixing them could give some quick SEO wins. Over here, the sort of things that would jump out for me is I would want to make sure that all the internal pages have more than just one internal link coming to them. It doesn't mean they should all have the exact same amount. Your most important content should have the most internal links coming to it, but you should try and at least have a couple of internal links on all pages. Any of your content pages should have an H1 tag, and you ideally want to make sure that all content can be reached in less than 3 clicks from the homepage. If there are pages blocked from crawling, make sure that they're supposed to be. And orphan pages are pages that have no links coming to them, so have a look at those pages and see if they should have links, and if they do, then add links to them. That really isn't giving me too much concern. Having looked at the audit, I think those fixes are all achievable. They're not going to take too much of your time, and there could be a few quick wins in there just by fixing them. So then I would start to think about the content on the site. How does it compare to others in your industry? Do you have a keyword plan? Have you chosen keywords? Have you thought about searcher intent for those keywords for each page? Have you thought about how each page kind of solves a problem for the person coming to find it? The first thing I would then do is look at choosing keywords for the main pages and then formulating a kind of blog plan. So if we go back over to the homepage, then we want to think about adding an additional keyword to that homepage that we could try and rank for. It could be that it's a keyword that's a bit more competitive, but that's okay. You can just have patience and be willing to kind of take the time to see where that can go. But it's probably a good idea, once you've added the content, you've got the mixed media, to have a real keyword focus for that you mention within the copy and everything else. So straight away, I would probably look at online tutoring or free online tutoring, or potentially college counselling, but I would probably go with this one. Then I would come over and I would essentially just come on to SEMrush and have a look at their keyword magic tool and see what it can throw up for me. I'm obviously in Scotland, so it automatically comes up with the UK, so you would just change that. Okay, and so straight away we can see that online tutoring is a difficult keyword to rank for, gets a decent amount of searches. Free online tutoring is also just as kind of tricky to rank for, but you've got the slightly less search volume. But you could dive into both if you wanted to look a bit more for a bit more information. You would then come into the keyword, okay, there's the search volume, there's how difficult it will be, there's roughly how many links you would need, referring domains you would need to that page for it to rank, and the content would have to be well optimised. So that would include adding more copy to the homepage like we discussed and making sure that it's really well optimised. You could then have a look and see what is currently ranking for that search phrase to give you an idea of what you may need to add to your homepage, because you want, when you're choosing a keyword, as well as thinking about user, the keyword itself, you want to think about user intent. Are they looking for information? Are they looking to make a purchase? Are they looking to find you, depending if you're a local business, etc. So obviously online tutoring, it's more informational. So you want to kind of just see what's ranking. Now I'm obviously going to get UK based results here, based just on where I am, but it was just really to give you an idea. You would just come on and kind of click at the first few organic results and see what they have on their site and see what you could then add to it. Again, good information, Q&As down there. So I would essentially do that first and foremost, is choose a keyword for the homepage. It could be that that's a good option for you. You can come down here once you've dug into the keyword a bit more, and you can see keyword variations, so possible alternatives, related keywords. And I really like the question section because it might give you an idea for some blogging content as well, and give you a real idea of what people want to know. You can come down and look at what's already ranking for yourselves and how you would compare to that. And really just take some notes and tips, because you want your content that you create to be at least equal to what is ranking, but ideally you want to improve upon it. So adding more word, more copy, adding a video. And there's another tool within SEMrush that can help us get a bit more information on some of that, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so you want to choose your keywords. You could start a list of keywords based on your kind of search phrase and send it to Keyword Manager. So you would just click any of the ones you wanted and send them through there, and that can be sometimes good to just weed out all the ones that aren't relevant and then really form a list so you can decide on which one suits best for you based on volume, competition, people ranking and searcher intent. You can look and see if people are ranking similarly for both, because they're closely related to each other, so it could be that when you rank for one you'll eventually rank for the other as well. And we can see here that tutor.com was ranking for the other search, and here it is again, so was TutorMe, and you yourself are already there on position 4, so that might actually be a good one to look at, because you would then just be looking to boost yourself further up with more content and a video, etc. The next thing I would look at would be coming over onto your blog. So you want to pick keywords for each of your service pages, but then the next thing I wanted to touch on was your blog. You have the bones of a really good blog here. However, I would say you want a bit more structure to it for it to be really successful. Perhaps creating some blogging series. So it could be that you create 3, 4 or 5 blogs on study tips, or you create some on procrastination, biology. You could hone it right down to just actual subjects, so biology, English, math, languages. You know, blogging series will really help, because then you can interlink to and from each of the blogs. You can build a wealth of knowledge and encourage people to go from one to the other and really boost the site that way. Your blog posts, you want to make sure that they're well laid out, that they have a keyword focus, the paragraphs aren't too big, that you use internal links and external links, which you do use, but you always want to use as many internal links as you can and make sure that they're really relevant. So you're linking to another relevant blog post, which is when a blogging series can be really quite handy, because then you're linking out to another blog on maths or another blog on procrastination, and it's a natural link. It's a natural internal link. Coming down, you want to just make sure that the formatting's good, that your images aren't too big, that you're not using too many stock images, and then including calls to action throughout it. You know, get in touch, ask for more details, how we can help you, anything like that. Subscribe to your newsletter. You could put a newsletter subscription onto the blog post. Mention the keyword for each blog post throughout the copy, and then this is where the tool will come in and really help you find potential blog posts. The question section is really good for that. It can really let you know how people are searching, and it can find you some really good keywords. So if we come back over onto this and just do it from fresh, you can really just look and see, you know, what options there are out there. So say we wanted to look at just any of the topics that are really there for yourself, you could come down and have a look. So it's got 480 search volume, it is quite competitive. But you can come down to these questions here and see if there was anything that would suit. You just want to really think about how you're going to benefit the end user and just have a bit more structure and organisation to your blogging content, as opposed to just kind of writing because you think it's a good topic. You want to know what people are looking for, how you can help them, and what the natural progression is from that first blog post. If they wanted to know this, okay, what else might they want to know about that subject? And just kind of bulk your content out and plan it out like that. The other way you can look at your content is looking at what you're already ranking for. So if we come over here, shut some of these down. If we come over here and see what you already rank for, it will give us an idea of where you could improve things, because you might want to take something that's already ranking and give it a boost so that it ranks higher and brings you in more traffic, as opposed to trying to get a brand new keyword up and off the ground from nothing. So sometimes this is one of the best places to get a quick win in terms of essentially getting traffic to your blogs or your pages. So you could just come in and then choose one. Have a look and see what you're already ranking for, and think about ways that you could then improve that so that you can rank higher. And SEMrush actually have a tool that can give you some ideas on that. So their on-page SEO checker is really good for a quick look at how you can improve the content that's already there. So they'll give you ideas, they will let you know what's ranking already, the words they use, the length of content, the type of content. So it gives you the targeted keywords. You can come down, making more informative content. So it tells you that people are ranking higher for some target keywords, or using long form content. So try and create more informative content, add to your content, use video content, make sure your text is more readable. Don't have it, have small paragraphs, don't have it too long, maybe shorten down the image sizes, just generally overall make it nice and simple to read. You can provide a more relevant title for the keyword, a more relevant meta description, so you can get some great ideas of content. And then down here you can see some of the language that your rivals are using, your competitors are ranking for already, and see if it would be appropriate to add that to your content. And as you can see, none of it is really tricky. It's all relatively simple to do, and they can all really help get you an overall improved SEO result. So really what you're looking to do is make some of those tweaks to the homepage, add more informative content site-wide, and perhaps more kind of dynamic mixed content, including videos more often, having a better keyword focus for both your main pages and your blog, and having a kind of content strategy for your blog, series, how-to guides, anything you can help. And if you can even remember to include calls to action, or you can even use your blogs to help you build a mailing list by adding an opt-in or a downloadable cheat sheet or anything. There's lots of ways that you can use your blog where people are searching for information, but help it to grow your user numbers as well. Look at fixing some of the easiest fixes that are flagged up in the audit, and then look for some quick wins based on what's already ranking and just giving it a boost. I think all of that will give you a really good opportunity to do really well in terms of organic ranking and visibility, getting really good traffic to your site. I hope that helped, and good luck with it.